to the Super Nerd Factory podcast. The factory will be polluting the airwaves in 3, 2, 1. Enjoy.
Welcome everyone to the Audio Pollution Podcast episode 114. Today is October the 12th, 2015. I'm your host John. With me always is my co-host Josh.
Howdy-ho!
And in our third chair this week, 2 weeks in a row, we got Matt.
I'm sorry, everybody.
That's true. He did come through clutch last minute though.
Yeah, that was pretty short notice.
I just texted him. I'm like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? He's like, what time?
Anything for friends.
Is that how you answered?
Yes.
Absolutely not. He just asked me what time.
Friends are forever.
And they said, what time can I come over? Because I don't want to come over when you're in the shower.
He said that?
Yes.
I didn't want it to get awkward. I'm trying to build up to that.
Did you just assume he's going to try to be naked when you come over?
No, actually, I just remember the first time when you woke up and then he was like, yeah, I got to get in the... Last week, you were like, I'm just getting in the shower. That's why I'm asking what time you're coming over. I figure one day I'm going to come over, he's going to be in a bath towel. Like, hey.
That's what he's hoping.
Josh did show up one time when I was in the shower. I was actually in the shower.
What did you do?
I didn't go... But let's go into a little bit more detail there. I didn't go into the bathroom. I was just in the house.
Mm-hmm.
He's adding weird details to this.
I told him to come in and scrub my back.
He actually did say that. That is a thing that happened. Wait, that did not happen. I take that back. That did not happen.
Whatever.
He tried.
Whatever you want to tell yourself.
Yeah, Josh is making up lies. Don't listen to him.
But guys, come on.
Nope. Josh totally scrubbed my back.
And he liked it, didn't he?
Yep.
I'd do anything for friends.
It's true.
Fuck you.
But what have you been up to last week, Matt?
Me? Well, I've been finishing up the Corpse Party games. The new one's coming out next week, so I'm trying to just get those done.
What is Corpse Party?
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, Corpse Party is a game.
Huh.
Yeah, fantastic.
Is it a party? Or the corpses and parties involved?
No, it's a game that came out on the Vita. So it's been out for a little while now. It's been out for a long time in Japan. They finally brought it over here, imported it over here. So yeah, it's really creepy. It's really messed up. It takes place in an old school.
Like, are we talking like Japanese messed up, or like is it a very Japanese game?
It's think of like a Super Nintendo RPG style. The graphics are the same like that, but there's it's very gory. Like messed up things happen to children and people and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's really awesome. Like it sucks you in. You get into the characters, and they all follow each of the games. So the third one's coming out, I think, the 13th of this month, right before Halloween. So
okay,
I'm psyched.
The 13th, so you mean tomorrow?
Yeah, is that the 13th?
Yes.
Then yeah, that's the release date, I believe. 13th, 14th, something.
That is a Tuesday.
That's what the date said on Amazon. I don't know. God damn it, John.
I'd do anything for friends. Have you been playing anything else? Watching anything else?
Yes, Spartacus, which Josh just ruined for me. I won't ruin for anyone else, but...
Well, it's not really ruining it.
Yes,
I feel like people need to know that.
And that show's been out, like, off the air for years.
Essentially, how I ruined the show for Matt is Spartacus, the main actor, which I don't know what his name is, in real life, he died.
Wasn't that Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah, sure. He died in real life. Before the show finished, I believe he died sometime during the second season, which he wasn't in, but that ruined the show for Matt.
Let me put it this way.
There's 3 or 4 seasons.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
All right.
I just...
At me or life cheating everything?
No, because I was really excited about this show, and I know it, like John said, it has been out for a long time, but I just stumbled across it, and I was really psyched about it. And, like, it's one of those... I watched it all, like, I just started it like 2 days ago. I'm already on like episode 12. I think they're like an hour a piece. And I really wanted to
get on my level and watch 100 episodes in like a month.
Nobody can get to that level.
Nah, I can't do that.
That's a John Stein only thing, I think.
I just didn't sleep ever.
That's rough. I don't know.
But that's how I ruined it for Matt.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 seasons. They're both pretty good. I honestly don't know how the other seasons go. I do think the story has an ending.
Well,
or you could just look at what happened in real life.
Without ruining anything, like I think, not that he died, I mean, that sucks and all, but I think it's just how they had to change the story and what you told me happens in season 2 and stuff, and I really kind of wanted to see how that character progressed. And
yeah,
that's what I don't know.
In a way, yeah, I was disappointed because I was watching the show as it was airing. So,
Which Josh doesn't do anymore.
no. I
Except-
don't even know how I was watching that because at one point that's Stars, I think.
No, Showtime, I believe. Stars or Showtime.
I think it is Stars.
Yeah, I think it was Stars. But at some point I must have had Stars because I was watching it as it was coming out. And I remember being disappointed on the announcement of the second season and then actually enjoying it. So you got something to look forward to. It's good. It is a prequel, so you be prepared.
Okay.
I can't speak after that because I did stop watching it. Not because it was bad, just because of the gap of nothing coming out.
Yeah.
And Josh has no cable, so.
Now that was a while ago. I was even probably before I moved out of my parents' house.
You should show that show to Luke.
Should or shouldn't?
Yeah.
Why?
Get him hooked on gore and violence and
And I would never imagine. I mean, obviously you got Coliseum battles, and you know it's going to be gory, but I did not expect the type of gore I'm seeing in this. I mean, decapitations and like people sticking their fingers in people's eye sockets and ripping their faces off and wearing them. I mean, it's
You can get away with a lot on TV anymore, and that obviously being a pay channel, you pretty much can get away with anything. Everyone loves a good eye gouge.
even me, I suppose.
we went up to anything else?
No, that's pretty much it for me, guys.
How about you, Josh?
I really haven't done all that much. I tried to get through all of the new season released on Netflix of American Horror Story, The Freak Show.
Yeah.
I have one episode left. It's good, but it is my least favorite out of the series, just not because the story's bad or anything. I don't particularly enjoy the Freak Show vibe. It's not like my kind of creepy. Obviously, there's some people that will freak them out. But to me, it's just gross. That's about it. I could see why people would be disgusted by that, but that's not the kind of like horror I enjoy.
Sure.
But obviously, they need to mix it up to keep it interesting. If you like the other seasons, it's absolutely worth watching, and the full season's on Netflix, and I think the new season's just about to air.
Oh no, I actually saw the first episode.
Oh, it already started?
last week. Yeah.
What's this one called?
Hotel,
Okay, Hotel. See, that sounds
Lady
more
Gaga in
interesting.
it.
I would say
and she's freaking creepy.
It's got Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Pogo Stick?
Yes.
Is that what it's about?
Yes.
Is it just based off of the music video?
Yep.
Her character is just as eccentric as her.
I assume she probably
Music.
helped design a costume or something.
If I had to guess,
Is
I
she
think
wearing meat?
she's wearing barely nothing really.
Okay. Sounds about right. I think just from the basics of what I've seen, the new season looks interesting. Like, that's up my alley of something I'd like.
So far, yeah. To go back to what you were talking about, I think, everybody who's followed American Horror Story since the beginning, the first season was pretty interesting. It kind of kept your hold. The second season got a little out there. Third season's really out there. Like, it gets really crazy. And this season, already in the first episode, there's things happening that are like really messed up and weird. So
I really like the spikes of how things change. Like, the first one is the haunted house. Second one is witches. Third one's a freak show. And now we have
The hotel.
Hotel, which I wonder what else they could do.
The hotel is really cool. Like, I know it's supposed to be a scary show and stuff, but it reminds me of like the 1950s. Like, it looks like it came out of like BioShock or something.
Is
like,
that what age it takes place in?
No, it takes place in current day, I believe.
Oh, really?
But the hotel, it just hasn't been refurnished, and obviously it's only the first episode, so you don't really know why it's stuck in its ways. I'm sure we're going to figure it out and what happened there. And
Yeah. That's one thing I give them credit for how crazy and multiple plot strings they got going on. They always seem to wrap them up relatively well. I suppose if you know you have only a season to do it, you have to.
Yeah, they tell self-contained stories.
It's done real well.
This past week, Josh and I went to New York Comic Con.
We did it.
I went on my typical Friday because I only ever go for one day. That's all I can handle of people.
And I've been to Comic-Con for like 5 years.
Yeah. So what do you think of Comic Con not being there forever?
I liked it better than the first time we went. I think they have things mapped out a lot better.
Yeah, it's laid out so much better now.
But there's actually so much going on. I almost felt like I would need like a day and a half to really actually enjoy things and stop and take time. Like, we didn't eat lunch or even buy a drink or anything. Like, the whole day, we booked it through the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely didn't stop to like tend to our bodies.
No.
We stopped once to use the bathroom. That was about it.
Yeah, and that's just because we happened to be passing it. Like, we literally went up and down each row to talk to different people, and because there was certain people there from the Kickstarter coverage that we've done in the past that we wanted to talk to and meet up with a bunch of different people from site communication stuff.
Yeah. I thought this year's was, they had a lot bigger vendors there than they normally do. They always have like a game presence there, but Twitch was there like with a huge like studio that they were broadcasting like a whole bunch of stuff out, which I don't think they've done New York Comic Con. This is the first year they were there.
There was 3 full-size TARDISes.
That's true. There was a lot of TARDISes there. There was like an official Doctor Who booth.
Yeah, what that definitely wasn't. Well, actually, it could have been there the first time I was there because I wasn't watching Doctor Who.
But someone got proposed in front of it.
It was me. Who'd you propose to?
John.
Aw, see, I knew there
It was
something.
the whole shower sequence.
So, and I wasn't there, obviously, this year, but I was talking to a girl earlier today that said she did go. Was there like a dinosaur exhibit or like something
It was
with...
Jurassic World.
Yeah, so when you walked into the one hall, they actually had like the Jurassic World gates. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, when you actually go through it, they were playing the music and there was, I think, a raptor walking around.
I don't know if that person was part of that or if that was just
It
someone
was,
dressed as a
because I did
raptor.
see it online that there were dinosaurs like hired.
Okay.
That's what she showed me. I thought it was a robot. She said, no, that was a real person. It looked like an actual raptor.
Yeah, I would say that was one of the bigger crowds we've seen was people watching the raptors walk around.
It was
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's like
It's cool looking. Even in person, it looks really well done.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I enjoyed it. There was a shit ton of people there. I suppose that's not a surprise for any conventions anymore, though.
Yeah, New York Comic Con's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. The panels, though, we missed... Were there even any panels going on? I guess Adventure Time was the big one for when we were there,
Yeah, we were there just Friday. Like all the big panels happened on Saturday.
which they just announced it. They announced an Adventure Time spin-off series. It's like 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah, the Ash vs. Evil Dead had their panel. They showed the whole episode.
It's one of the few lines we waited, and they actually had his trailer that's going to be in the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show, and we waited in line. Mainly because we saw people going around and had like the foam finger chainsaw hands. I was like, okay, well that's kind of cool. And when we got closer, we saw, they're doing T-shirts, but it was like a random pick. You had
You had to pick like a card out of a bag, and that got like you got to pick something, and we're like, well, whatever. Like if we get a foam chainsaw, that's fine. But we really wanted a T-shirt. Oh, there was something far worse than a foam chainsaw.
pins.
We got a pin.
Oh, man.
Both of us. And you couldn't buy any Evil Dead stuff.
Yeah, there was like no Evil Dead merch there whatsoever that we saw.
I didn't buy anything there.
Something so lame you couldn't even see it.
I was so sad. I was so sad. I think I maybe would have bought anything Evil Dead because that's really what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see anything Evil Dead themed. I didn't think it would be that hard, especially with the hype of a new TV show coming out.
So did you guys actually see the first episode?
No, that was Saturday. We were there Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, we just went. They just had like the set of like his trailer. Like you could walk through like the set.
Yeah, they had like his chainsaw on the wall, stuff like that. It was cool for people that know anything about Evil Dead. They did a lot of detail.
I'm trying to think what else we saw.
We kind of talked about this a little bit. I think last week was the Warhammer stuff. I think maybe I'm a little bit more on board with Warhammer because...
Yeah, we actually spoke to Games Workshop because they had a booth there, and they were showing off their new Warhammer, not the 40K, just regular Warhammer set that they have out. Like I think I sold Josh on it, or at least the Games Workshop
that guy
guys.
did. I suppose that's his job, so he did his job.
Yeah,
They essentially came out with a little bit more simplified version. It's not... Simple maybe is the wrong word, but easier.
Yeah, he said, the rules are shrunk down to 4 pages, and you only have to buy like one character if you just want to do like Coliseum battles, and you can build off from there.
Yeah, it's easier to start at baby steps, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not as high as barrier to entry.
Yeah.
But then I asked him, I'm like, well, what's the difference between this and 40K? And he's like, well, 40K is still kind of its own thing. He's like, we're kind of beta testing this. And then we might move it to 40K.
I really want them to do it with 40K because from the basics of how he broke this down, I want to play the 40K characters with that rule set. Which you obviously could, but they had cool art books there. They weren't selling anything, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, it was so weird. They weren't selling anything, but every other game vendor had...
Like, I'm surprised they didn't bother doing, exclusive Comic-Con figures or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have sold out of them in the first day.
Does Warhammer do that?
I don't know.
They have on their website. They do have web exclusives that you can only get from their website.
But they don't. You don't know if they have like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive or.
No,
like,
I don't think they've ever done like a convention exclusive.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to look at was Funko had a relatively large stand with a bunch of exclusive figures, and I'm still confused. Like, you couldn't get into a line there; you had to get a ticket to get into
Yeah,
line. But it was like across the.
You had to
convention.
go. You had to go to like hall like 8C and get a ticket so that you could come and wait in line to buy stuff.
Did you ever get your? You were going for the Doctor Who exclusive. Right?
I didn't even look.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, I didn't even bother looking. Yeah, at that point, I didn't even care.
So I don't even. Did you buy anything, John?
Of course, I bought stuff.
Like figures and stuff, or
Yeah, I bought art.
art? Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of really cool art there. I really wanted this badass Rocketeer one. It was like a in-action flight of Rocketeer where he's chasing an airplane. I was willing to spend $25, but it was $40. I drew the line.
Did you try and talk him down,
I just got sad.
and then just walked
Josh
away?
Josh watched me hand him $40 for the print that I.
Yeah, because he bought one.
Did you buy the Rocketeer?
No,
He should have bought the
I
Rocketeer.
bought like a demonic Batman.
Okay. You have to show me.
It's pretty badass. But yeah, I thought New York Comic Con was pretty good this year. Probably better than a couple years past. You know, they had a lot of exclusive stuff there this year as opposed to years past where nothing's really coming out. They had there was a huge ABC booth for all their Marvel stuff, and they had a bunch of big actors at the booth. But yeah,
Yeah, there was a lot going on overall around the whole thing. I know we missed a lot of stuff. Like when I got home and looked at what was all there, I'm like, wow, I didn't even notice that.
yeah, that's always the case. It's like, I would like to see that. I didn't know where the hell that was.
I guess we should probably do better research before the next time we go.
I don't think you can ever fully be prepared because anytime you go there and you have just masses of people all over the place and you're still trying to get the layout down in your mind, you have no idea where you're starting, where you're ending. Like,
Well,
it's crazy.
I suppose, I don't know about John, but I didn't look at it at all. Like, I went completely blind, so I had no idea what was there besides the mumblings I heard about the exclusive Funko Pop figures.
And John showed me a freaking awesome picture. It looked like they the Legendary booth brought a bunch of the Stormwind armor and stuff that they had.
That was actually Weta Workshop.
Oh, that was Weta.
Yeah,
Yep.
that their stuff was cool. They had a lot of stuff from the actual movies and things
Yeah,
like that.
they had a lot of stuff from The Hobbit. Like that booth is getting bigger and bigger every convention I go to. Like last year, all they really had was, it was gigantic. It was a gigantic Smog. You were there with me.
Yeah.
And then they had like the White Orc, or whatever his name is. Like they just had that. And then when I saw them at Philly Comic Con, their booth was a little bit bigger. And this year it was massive. It was crazy.
I didn't even notice they don't sell anything, do they?
They have like t-shirts. Let's say like
okay.
Weta Workshop.
Because they take up a pretty good chunk of space.
Oh yeah. They have to sell merch.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's not like they need publicity.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we do movie stuff, guys.
But last thing Josh and I did, the Star Wars Battlefront beta is going on. It actually ends, probably by the time you're hearing this, it ends on the 12th. I think that game is going to be massive. It is a solid multiplayer game. Like, it's multiplayer only, which is fine for that style of game. Most people that are going to be buying are going to be playing multiplayer only. But it feels tight. It's so Star Wars. Like,
Yep, it's as Star Wars as you can be.
So, for someone like me who really doesn't like the army games, but I'm all right with first-person shooters, and I like Star
You can
Wars.
go third person as well.
Oh, you can?
Yep.
That's awesome. So that changes a lot.
And it's completely functional.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And do they have, is it like a character creation thing where, like, if you...
not
Nah.
really. Like, you can customize. Like, they only had 2 modes that you could play. Like, it was like a horde mode. Like a sort of like defend the base mode, which was broken when Josh and I were trying to play it, and the Hoth assault. You can, I guess in the full game, they weren't allowing it in the beta. You can customize like your snow trooper or rebel trooper, like a little bit.
Like colors or something?
But nothing major. Like, you can't create a character.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it doesn't go into that. And have you ever played the past games at all?
The Battlefield games?
Battlefront.
Battlefront, no.
I played Battlefront 2 for a while, and it feels like that. The only complaint I have, and it may have been just the multiplayer modes we were playing, was I don't like the icon pickup to get into things. Like there's literally like a floating orb on the field that says, if you hit this, you get into an airplane. Like I feel that's kind of cheap. It kind of throws you out because in the past 2 games, there was actually set locations where like, all right, if I want to try to get a TIE fighter, there's this like Imperial base over here that I can get in there and it launches out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that to the feeling of the game, that feels better.
I'm pretty sure all the power-up icons, the icon still stays there, but it has like a timer of like when it actually respawns.
Yeah, so I don't particularly care for that. And I think the other thing, and once again, it could be only the game type, usually the top player is who got to be like Darth Vader or whatever. This one is any random dude on the field that picks that icon up can be him.
Yeah.
Which I suppose it makes it a little bit more fair for other people getting to play that stuff. But, and I suppose for that one specifically, I don't have a problem with that. If it was randomized, it would be cool if things were randomized so people couldn't camp something.
Yeah, you're just running around. You like get like a kill. You're like, oh, I'm Darth Vader now.
I just don't see the value of having the random icons. It just seems like bad level design to me.
So again, another noob question. I'm sorry. So you have a character that you join the game with, but then there's icons, and if you grab them, they turn you into another character that you're throughout the duration of the match.
Some of them are like a bigger grenade or like a turret that you can place down, but then some of them are like the ship pickups where you can get in a TIE Fighter, X-Wing, AT-AT, ATSTs.
And then there's characters, like you could pick up an icon that makes you Darth Vader?
Yeah, we'll actually say like play as Darth Vader, and you get to play as Darth Vader for like a minute or so.
I think it's 100 seconds. But,
okay.
But you can add time on if you like defend objectives or destroy objectives.
Yeah, it gives you a point to actually doing what you're supposed to be doing in the game.
I understand. That's pretty cool.
I did see an amazing thing. We were on the Rebel side, and we were just about to lose, and 2 people got the snow speeders, and they did the tow hooks, and they actually tow hooked the AT-AT at the last second, and we won.
Yeah, it was exactly like the movies because I was on the side, and you just see them come in and start wrapping it around the huge walker, and the thing just collapses down to the ground. You see him flying away and just starts blowing up. Like it was exactly like the movies.
That's pretty clutch.
And it wasn't like NPCs. Like those were legit players flying. Like it looked like a movie. It was amazing.
It looked really cool. Just not even being a part of it. I tried once, and I missed the hitch, and then I flew up into the sky and couldn't fly down again.
Did they let you save?
Just like the movies.
Sounds about right. Did they let you save replays in this game?
Probably.
Just not in beta, probably.
Well, so we were playing on the Xbox, which you can just do that on Xbox.
Okay.
But I don't know if Battlefield games don't do that, do they?
No.
I'm gonna say no. It's based up to the system, but PC, PlayStation, everything, it already does that internally on the system, so it probably doesn't matter.
Right. Okay.
So I suppose the answer is yes, ish.
There was one time Josh is like he like runs over in this corner, and I'm like Josh, be my buddy, and you can do emotes. Emotes are like mapped to your D-pad, and I was like cheering at him, and someone threw like a thermal grenade at me. And I was right on the edge of it, and it blew me up, and I did like 2 front flips towards Josh, like because I was dead. I ragdolled toward him.
That's awesome.
And Josh was like, "What the fuck did you do?"
Yeah, I just saw him like do it in action. Then he just did front flips at me. It feels really well done.
Okay.
It's a solid game.
I'd like to see the different level design stuff like that, but it's fun.
And you guys said there is a campaign mode?
No.
Oh, there's none.
No.
I mean, not in the beta. I mean, in the actual game.
No, it's multiplayer. It's multiplayer, like a horde mode and a defend objective mode.
Yeah, so
I
I
think
don't
that
know.
there's other modes. I don't think there's a space battle mode in it, but I'm sure they'll add it because that's what all people, like 90% of people want.
Yeah, like in Battlefront 2, all it was that same exact game type going from planet to planet, and whether you won or lose, the planet gets destroyed. So like you can't lose the game because the game continues on whether you win or lose battles. It just changes the outcome of the game.
Okay.
So like I sucked, so pretty much every planet in the universe got destroyed by the Death Star.
But the story moved on.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat, though.
Just like life.
Yes.
But I guess we'll move on to the question of the week. Our question of the week this week was, what is your favorite horror game? Josh?
Dead Space. I love Dead Space.
That's a solid choice.
I'm going to say the series in general, but Dead Space 1 is the scarier out of the three.
Yeah, it's definitely the scariest, but 2 had probably the scariest moment. The sun popping down in the nursery school.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, do you have an answer?
Splatterhouse.
It's not really a horror game, though.
Oh, yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's a slasher.
There's monsters. You're in a haunted-looking mansion. You got
There's a
West-
straight-up haunted house, I think, in Splatterhouse.
the mansion, West Mansion. I mean, he's doing experiments on things. There's creatures and blood and gore and Ash from Evil Dead and all kinds of stuff. If you're looking at the 2010 remake,
All right. We got some answers online. You know, people were saying Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Alien Isolation. I'd say I thought about this for a while. Probably nostalgically, my favorite horror game is Resident Evil 2.
yeah, that was a good game.
You know, it's not too scary nowadays, but I don't know. I love that game.
Back then, it was, man.
I never played one, so can't say.
Resident Evil 2 is probably one of my top 10 favorite games.
Yeah. But you were really scared at that time?
I was how old were we?
Probably
13, 14?
God,
Yeah.
that was what, Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, I played
Yeah.
on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But what do you say we move on to the news? Alright, getting into the movie TV news. Only reason I put this in here because I found it amusing. Daniel Craig seems like an asshat. He was in an interview recently and he says he doesn't give a fuck who plays the next Bond. And in a different interview, he said he'd rather take the glass that he was holding, smash it, and cut his wrists.
Before being in another one.
Yeah, what the fuck? Be thankful for the movie that you're in.
That's
Yeah,
a little
it
extreme.
made him millions of dollars.
And it's just say, oh, I'd rather do another project than work on James Bond again. Don't say, I don't give a fuck.
He obviously left on bad terms of some way.
Probably.
To be honest, Daniel Craig, I always knew who he was, but I didn't actually know his name before he was Bond.
What was he in before that?
Who cares?
What was he a known actor before
I don't
007?
think he was known. I can't even remember what movies, but I have seen him.
He's been in other movies, but I can't name anything other than...
I
Bond.
hate 007 movies, and his are particularly the worst.
Quantum of Solace was probably the worst Bond movie.
Is that the first one he was in?
No.
Where they're just playing poker half the freaking movie?
That was Casino.
He
Casino
hardcore. Remember, Matt? We watched this together.
How many times can that movie fade out?
He hardcore parkours for the first part, and then hardcore pokers for the second part, and I was like, this is dumb.
But then he gets whipped in the nuts a couple times.
Yeah, he gets a gigantic rope swung at his nuts.
Yeah. That movie's horrible. I hate 007. Man, why do people like 007?
I like some of
Matt.
the Bond.
Matt.
I'm sorry, man.
Why do you like 007?
Because some of the movies are actually good.
Matt.
Daniel Craig sucks. That's not my fault. Sean Connery was awesome.
True.
Roger
Sean
Moore
Connery,
was awesome.
Sean Connery is just awesome.
Okay. That's enough to get you to watch the...
He's not so great in that Highlander movie.
Oh, he's fantastic in Highlander just because he's so bad. He's like, I thought you were Spanish. Spanish, I'm Egyptian. I can't do a Scottish accent.
Oh, that was supposed to be Scottish.
Well, no, yeah.
do it again.
No.
You sound like Scooby-Doo.
Next story that I was really excited about. Fast and Furious 8 has an official director. F. Gary Gary. Yes, I didn't type Gary Gary. I didn't type Gary twice. His name is F. Gary Gary.
Huh.
The most recent thing he directed was Straight Outta Compton.
Straight out of Compton.
So I'm excited that Fast and Furious getting another movie.
It's. Do you think it's the last one?
Nope, they're doing 2 more.
They said that?
They didn't say that. I'm saying that.
Because
It's rumored that they're doing 9
James-
altogether, but
James Wan signed up for 5 movies. Where did that guy go? What happened?
he's making MacGyver. We talked about this last week, Josh.
Yeah, but he's just like, all right, I'm breaking my contract for the next 4 movies.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You know what he should be doing? Making 5 more Insidious movies. He'll never
Did he-
make another
did he
Insidious
do
movie.
those?
He did the first 2.
You want to know what other movie he did? Annapolis.
The fuck is Annapolis?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's that movie about the Navy.
Oh, Annapolis?
Annapolis, whatever. Same thing.
Monopolis.
Monopoly.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. I don't know.
Whatever. It's a great movie. I liked it.
Fantastic. Great story, Matt. I'd do anything for Friends.
You guys suck.
Hasbro studio head Steven Davis said they're going to make 4 more Transformer movies.
Oh, God.
What? You don't like the last Transformer movie?
What I
Which
believe,
one?
What I believe the actual quote said was they already have 4 written up. There could be more.
Do they also have Dinobots that they have to free, and that's like the first half of the movie, and then they...
Well,
Everyone wanted to see the Dinobots.
That movie sucked. That was the worst. That might have been
Actually,
the worst movie I seen last year.
I was all right.
the acting was horrible, but I thought the story, the way the action filtered into the story was good. Like it had huge action sequences, which that's all it is just explosions. It's Michael Bay.
It's Michael Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Michael Bay movie.
All right, but you guys really didn't think that movie was too long? Like you don't think it should have ended?
Oh, it was way too long for what it was.
I think all of them are too long.
Yeah, I agree there. Well, they weren't. But see, I don't know, the Shia LaBeouf or whatever.
Shia LaBeouf.
LaBouche.
He got arrested
Just
again this
do it.
week.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea. I just saw a headline that said Shia LaBeouf got arrested.
It's unfortunate. He just wants you to chase your dreams. Maybe he was chasing his own.
Maybe.
Cops didn't agree.
Yep. He has cocaine dreams. He's chasing the dragon.
But Disney Pixar revealed their upcoming movies. I didn't put the release dates in here. It's easy to find, but they have 6 movies coming out. The Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, which is the Nemo spinoff, Cars 3, Incredibles 2, Coco, and Toy Story 4.
Coco.
I don't know what Coco is either.
I assume about what's his name's wife?
You guys don't know about
Ice-T?
Coco?
Ice Cube?
Ice
Is that Ice Cube or Ice T?
Ice-T. I think it's Ice-T.
Yeah,
Ice-T's wife. I assume that's what that's about.
that'd be fantastic.
An animated movie about her.
If Pixar did a movie about Coco.
It's about the love story of how she met him.
Fantastic. And guess what, guys? Surprise Marvel news. We haven't really talked about Marvel the past couple of weeks, but they announced Ant-Man 2 is happening. It's going to come out July 6, 2018. But with them announcing that, they shifted a whole bunch of movies around. The only thing other than them announcing Ant-Man 2 is they announced 3 unknown Marvel films that are happening in 2020.
Do you have any speculations?
I have no idea what the hell are they going to do.
Yeah, that they haven't already at least tried.
They could go into a lot of things.
I'm sure
more crossover series.
Do they do new series or do they try to wrap up the Avengers series? Because I thought Infinity War was supposed to wrap that all up. What the hell did they go on to?
The Avengers series itself.
Yeah.
No, they announced that they're going to keep making Avengers movies, but they're going to start switching out the superheroes entirely on them. So it's going to be different teams for each movie.
So this movie's just going to keep going until we die, and then keep going after we die.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
What about Planet Hulk or something?
He's on to something, because remember, they had a super secret project. The reason why Hulk is not in what the hell is it called?
Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah, the reason why, at the end of that, he goes somewhere, and there's supposedly something big coming out of that. I don't know, maybe it's going to be a TV show,
Maybe. Who knows what they're up to? But also in Marvel news, Bryan Cranston was in an interview saying he wants to play a Marvel villain, but he said he doesn't want to play an established Marvel villain. He wants them to write a villain role for him.
They haven't.
So he's just going to be Thanos' intergalactic meth dealer.
They haven't made up any other characters, have they?
For the movies, no.
Okay.
They've all been pulled from the comics.
Man, that guy's needy, man. You do a Godzilla movie, suddenly people know you. It's weird how that works.
Godzilla movie. Come on, man. Say my name. And then there was some Star Wars news announced at Comic-Con. They're going to be doing a new 5-issue miniseries comic that follows Obi-Wan and Anakin. They're gallivanting around the galaxy. I would assume it would probably be that story where, I think it's in episode 2, where Anakin's like, "Oh, I thought I was the one that saved you," when they get off the ship. Sorry, I've seen Star Wars way too many times.
Oh, that part.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, okay.
They also announced that there's going to be a bunch more novels coming out than they had originally announced.
Speaking of the novels, I was really disappointed that supposedly the one that takes place after the Death Star being destroyed sucks.
It's not the greatest.
Did you read it?
Yes.
It's not worth reading, though?
It's all right.
I heard it really doesn't give you any new information that's like, oh, holy shit.
No, it's more of Luke just trying to figure out how to use the Force.
Google it.
Yep, that's what he did.
Is that why people thought it sucked?
And
They don't have an intergalactic Google in the future or the past. Do they have internet?
they have robots.
Is there internet?
They have interstellar communication.
Yeah, but I never seen them Google anything. Like, come on.
Well, this is in a galaxy far, far away.
That didn't invent search engines?
Yeah. Maybe they're using like Alta Vista.
Is that where Alta Vista
Over
came
there,
from?
Alta Vista won the wars.
It's true.
Like,
I used to love Alta Vista.
Yeah, man.
like
me
if
too.
they really wanted to know who the Sith was, they could have just looked at the wiki.
Or they just could have Googled, like, find some search terms like guys looking to how to blow up planets.
How to build a Death Star.
Yep.
Oh, look, here's a PDF.
And then it's rumored that a new Force Awakens trailer is going to be released next Monday on the 19th. And the only speculation of why the trailer will come out then is because that's the day you can start pre-ordering tickets to go see the movie.
Have you ever pre-ordered a ticket for a movie?
Nope.
Who does that?
And not 2 months in advance.
All right, Matt, tell your story.
No, it's not really a story. And I believe I was in 7th grade. The Star Wars Episode 1, I pre-ordered the tickets, but there was only like a couple days before.
It wasn't 2 months before?
No,
Well, like,
no,
yeah,
it's
I've,
crazy now.
I've gone like a day before or whatever, but I'm months before.
Yeah, that's a little nuts.
I guarantee you all the first showings are going to be sold out.
Just by you.
Yep. No, I only go on Sunday afternoons.
I don't know when I'm gonna go see it.
Come on Sunday afternoon with me. We can be like old people.
And tickets are cheaper.
It's true.
Sunday afternoon matinee.
If you go a certain day, though, you get free popcorn. It's like Wednesday afternoon showing.
Maybe. But with that, we'll move into the game news. More Battlefront news, obviously. Digital Foundry broke down the console versions of the beta. The PS4, they said, was running at 900p, where the Xbox One was running at 720p, which isn't really news to anyone. You know, almost all games that are multi-platform always seem to be, they run at a higher resolution on PS4.
Did they just essentially verify what the stats were given out like months ago?
Probably. But they have a huge breakdown. If you go to Digital Foundry site, they break everything down, like how like the shadows hit here, but they don't hit here. Like those guys are crazy. They finally released the recommended PC specs for the full game, and like the computer that you need to run at their recommended, it's ridiculous. Like you need a 970 like GTX card, like I think 16 gigs of RAM. They said like
That's the minimum.
no, that's the recommended.
Oh,
The minimum is what I run in my computer that's 2 years old,
okay.
which is kind of crazy.
Do they have the max specs?
No, they don't have. Well, there's no max specs. Like, how do you max out a computer? Like a new like video card comes out every couple months.
Yeah, but like there's certain, even on like the Far Cry stuff, like you can only go so high in detail. Like was it super high or very high? What you need to run that crap at?
No, they didn't release that. I'm sure Digital Foundry will figure that out.
Or they just don't know yet.
They don't know it's Star Wars. And last thing, DICE said that they aren't going to include any microtransactions in the game, which is good because that game does have a true currency-based system. And everyone was thinking like, well, they kind of did it with Battlefield. Like you can actually pay to unlock stuff.
Yeah.
But they said nope, no microtransactions. They don't want to do that. But that probably means they just don't want to do it at launch.
Yeah, they could bring it back a couple months in or something.
They could be like Destiny. Because that's what Destiny's doing.
Like a year later.
Adding in microtransactions. We talked about it, I think, a little bit last week. They're adding 18 emotes. Like 4 new dances, like cheers and dumb stuff.
All the good stuff.
They haven't announced what it actually is. Like how much it costs. But the currency is called silver. Don't know.
I like silver.
You like turtles?
It could be Zenny.
I don't know what that is.
Forgotten Worlds, man.
Yeah.
One of the greatest video games of all time.
That's nice.
You never played Forgotten Worlds?
Nope.
Zenny. I'm done. Move on.
League of Legends is going to be broadcast on BBC starting October 15th.
That's weird.
So I thought this was a pretty interesting story that, you know, a major TV channel in the UK is going to be broadcasting the League of Legends championships. You know, it's been big on Twitch forever. You know, all the championships are always run through Twitch. But, you know, you've seen it with Dota and Heroes of the Storm on ESPN. So, you know, more TV channels are like getting in on the hype of these like huge tournaments.
The one thing I find confusing on this, because League of Legends is the most popular one, but I thought more people watched Dota, like for whatever reason. I know what League of Legends is played by more people, but
The last League tournament had over 100,000 people watching it.
yeah, I know it's big numbers, but
Who knows?
I just watched the highlights.
MOBAs.
MOBAs.
That's how I feel about MOBAs. All the Xbox One controllers are eventually going to get the button mapping support that the Elite controller is getting, which I think is kind of cool. That you can go in and, like, if a game has a button mapped to a certain button, like, and you don't like it, you can actually go into your system settings and change it there.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
I think that needed to have been integrated freaking years ago, because there's so many games that the game is awesome, but you just can't get your, you know.
Yeah, and they have like presets. Like it only changes like 2 buttons. Like it changes reload from like right bumper to X.
Yeah.
They are getting better at having at least 10 different layouts, but meh. I'd rather just create my own and go across the board, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah, just make every shooter the same, and
Yeah.
like every racing game the
Like,
same.
A should always be shoot,
A shoot.
right?
Right trigger shoot. You're crazy. Let's see. The Screen Actors Guild, they've voted to go on strike with 96.5% in favor of going on strike.
I wonder how this impacts anything.
Probably nothing that's in process already. Is probably everything that is like not released yet. It would probably impact if they need to have the actors come back in and, you know, do another voice or clean up some lines.
So is this going to be your time to shine with your voice acting background?
It is.
Just going to be straight up,
That'll be Sean Connery.
just doing Sean Connery. So if a new Indiana Jones comes out, you're
in.
his dad?
I'm in.
What if League of Legends?
Junior.
Do you know any League of Legends quotes?
Nope. Junior, I'll remember my Thoreau.
What?
Last Crusade, man, when he makes the birds.
Something about a Cheerio?
Yeah.
Chip, chip, cheerio. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how this actually impacts the industry. Do you get scabs?
You have to, right? Well, there's so many people out there.
Yeah, but almost all the actual large name voice actors are in the union.
All right. We'll just start doing a bunch of lines for video games so they can just fill it in.
All right.
So Halo 5's coming out. Master Chief's coming out. You're Sergeant Locke. What do you do?
I'm Sergeant Locke.
Why would you say
Gotta get
your
the
name
Master
to
Chief.
him? You're gonna
They all say their names.
My name is Sergeant Locke. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Master Chief's like, you can call me Master Chief.
No, he says, I need a weapon.
Yeah, and like 3 games ago. 5 games ago, whatever the hell that was 10 Halo 2.
He needed a weapon.
True.
I'm bringing it back.
StarCraft 2's
Finishing this fight.
StarCraft 2's free-to-play prologue missions are now available. I think it's 3 or 4 missions are out there, and it just fills in the space between
Ah,
Heart of the Swarm and Legacy of the Void, and it's free to play to anyone. You don't even have to own StarCraft to play them.
yes, that's cool.
Yeah, and with that, they're rolling out their patch 3.0, and it's changing a whole bunch of UI stuff, how everything looks in StarCraft, like in their menus and stuff. You can head to battle.net to look at it because the changelog is gigantic.
Yeah, you could spend a few weeks reading that.
Yeah, it was huge. CD Projekt Red is out there talking about Cyberpunk finally, and they're saying that it's going to be far, far bigger than Witcher 3, which is crazy.
But awesome.
I'll probably still be playing Witcher 3 by the time it comes out.
This was the game that they teased like 2 or 3 years ago, wasn't it? With
Yeah.
the chick
2000
cybernetic girl.
2012 is when they first showed Cyberpunk.
And you know how much they worked on it since then?
Zero.
They stopped production on it after that.
That game, guys, to me, I know it was just like a cinema, looked so badass. That was like one of my picks. Like I didn't know anything about it because the trailer didn't really mention it, but
Yeah.
then like it just died off. And so I'm so happy to hear this news. I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
when they started Witcher 3, they needed their full team on it, so they just killed production on it entirely. So that way they could put their full production on that game then, which was a smart move to just make sure one game was done so you didn't screw it up.
I agree, and I'm psyched.
But they also said in this interview that they're not ready to show anything for Cyberpunk until 2017.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sure they're in their crazy early stages for that. For how good Witcher 3 is, I'm extremely on board because I prefer science fiction over fantasy.
Yeah, that cyberpunk setting looked awesome and
And I
fresh.
like punk and cyber.
Do you like cyber sex?
No.
Don't make them lie.
ASL?
M.
These answer M, fantastic, Matt. So I don't know if you guys saw this when it was happening live, but Ubisoft had a live stream running on Twitch, and it was just like caveman hieroglyphics, and it had like it didn't even have a countdown timer. It was just running, and it said like big announcement coming soon, like in their title. So Ubisoft has announced a new Far Cry game. It's going to be called Far Cry Primal, and it takes place in like 10,000 BC. You're a caveman that is displaced, and you have to kind of find a new tribe, and it looks badass. Like you're going around, like you have to hunt down like woolly mammoths with like your tribe members.
Is Littlefoot in it?
Littlefoot isn't no woolly mammoths, no dinosaurs.
We trying to ruin people's childhood?
You have to hunt Littlefoot down.
Can we be real here though? Blood Dragon 2. That's what we need.
That's what I would love to see. Like that's what everyone was hoping this was like a blood dragon in the past.
That would be cool.
But it's not. This is a full-fledged game, and it's coming out relatively soon. It comes out February 23rd. So apparently they've been working on it for a while.
It's weird how big projects like that can go completely under the radar.
Yeah.
When I look at Fallout, I mean, things were leaked, but
It was leaked a year before, but dismissed. Yeah, I mean, that's cool that new Far Cry game, and a new setting. It's not just shooting guns at stuff. There's no guns in it whatsoever. It's all
I want to build a gun.
this is a Stone Age.
Flamethrower?
Stone
You just
Age.
throw sticks at things?
Yep,
Can you light the sticks on fire and throw it at things?
probably.
Oh, now you don't want that.
I don't know how I feel about this game, but I don't like Far Cry games.
Not even
Play-
Blood Dragon?
Play Blood Dragon. You'll change your mind.
Yes. It's nothing like I hate Far Cry, but Blood Dragon is amazing.
So I've never played it, but I watched John play it.
And
It's
amazing.
It's fine.
It's amazing, guys.
It's amazing.
That's how you say it's amazing, guys.
It's amazing, guys.
But moving on to a little bit of other news, Netflix got a price hike this past week, and it was not like, hey, we're raising our prices in a month. It was, we raised our price today. So they raised it to $10 a month for streaming, and I didn't realize this. Reading this article, there's actually right now, Netflix was $9 a month, or you could pay $8 a month for non-HD streams.
I did not know that either.
I didn't know that they split it, that you could pay less for a non-HD stream.
I did know that, but I don't even know how you have access to do it because when you go, like I had canceled my subscription when I was all pissed about the price hike they did before, and I logged back in and tried to do it, and it's there, like it tells you, but it's not even an option like to get. Like,
Weird.
I don't know if you have to call up or...
Probably.
Who
Yeah, I have no
the hell
idea.
wants standard definition this day and age, though?
Oh, that you want the legit stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, right?
But if you're a current Netflix subscriber, you're grandfathered into a lower price till October of next year.
So don't quit out.
What do they got for me? Spartacus?
You can
Which
watch
you
Spartacus over and over again. I'm not going back into this.
No.
And Microsoft had a Windows 10 event. They announced a whole bunch of hardware. Like they announced the Surface Pro 4. It's going to start at $899. It's going to be their Surface tablet, but it's pretty much the same power as a laptop.
God, that's got to be so expensive.
I said it's $899.
That's so expensive.
They announced a $1,500 laptop. That's like super high end.
That's reasonable.
It's reasonable for what's in it. They announced what the HoloLens dev kits are going to be. They're going to be $3,000.
It's reasonable. Did you pre-order one?
Nope.
Huh.
Unless you're paying for it.
I'll give you $5 if I can try it.
All right, fine. I'll buy it, and I'm charging everyone like $5 a minute to play on it.
$5 a minute. How about just $5 a try?
Nope. $5 a minute. I gotta make my money back somehow.
It's gonna take a long time. No, I don't want to play anymore.
And they announced the Microsoft Band 2, which is $250. I know you're excited about this, Josh.
I might get it. I'm interested.
It's just a smartwatch, like smart band thing that
Oh.
They already have one out there, but
this one's updated. It has a little better screen, GPS built in.
yeah.
I can't see your wrist, but like, is this a thing? Like, people are really buying these watches with the.
Oh yeah, it's a huge market.
Like because I remember the iWatch or whatever the hell it's called, that failing or flopping at first. I don't know if it picked up eventually.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people that have that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
Apple
people
watches.
with that.
Now I don't know.
Well, it's considered, I mean, it's obviously in the same vein, but they're bands versus like a watch shape.
So it's all like one streamlined.
Yeah, so it's like the round future looking
like
thing.
like a Nike Fuel Band kind of.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Okay.
Notice it says Nike Fuel Band.
Right.
This is called
Like
the
I do-
Microsoft Band 2.
I
did notice that.
I did
Thank you.
use like a fitness tracker, which was the same thing, but it only had the time, it didn't show your text messages and calls on it. And I went in a jacuzzi with it and it broke.
And that's why you don't have nice things.
That was only $10. That's why I trusted myself with that. That's why I need a waterproof one.
But with that, what do you say we move on to the Kickstarter last minute highlights?
The Kickstarter Weekly Highlight is where we go through and point out what we think are the cooler tabletop, video game, and comic book of the week. John, give us the recap of last week.
Sure. So our video game last week was called Nosebound. They were asking for $13,957. They're currently at $6,552. Pledging for that ends Friday, October 16th. And the estimated shipping date for that is May of 2016. Our comic of the last week was Warrior Saints. They were asking for $12,600. It's currently at $19,976. The pledging also ends on Friday, October 16th for that. And the estimated shipping for that is December of 2015. Then our tabletop game of the game.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
a
it
new
again.
category.
I did it again. Our tabletop game of the week last week was Ragnarok. They're asking for $24,499. They're currently at $74,050, and pledging ends for that on Tuesday, October 20th. And the estimated ship date for that is July of 2016.
Yep, so if you want more detail on there, check out last week's article at supernerdfactory.com. We will go into this week's. We'll start with Comic Book of the Week, and we chose Cheryl Volume 2, and go over the stats of that, boy.
Sure. So they're asking for $2,999, and it's currently at $4,782. The pledging ends for this Saturday, October 24th, and there's two different ship dates for this. It's December of this year for the PDF version, or February of 2016 for the physical versions. And to go over some of the stats, this is obviously the second book in this. This comic's actually 230 pages. It's not a full-size comic, it's more of a manga size. The art styles, it's really cool because the artist, some of the pages are full color, but a lot of the pages are different shadings of gray tones and marker. And she explains that the book is printed in color just so that you get the full range of like the tones that she used.
Like the actual like gray scales and things like that, because if you just did black and white, you wouldn't get the same depth.
Yeah, you wouldn't have as like the different depths and shading. And it seems like a really cool story. The one character, she gets shrunk down to like the size of a squirrel, and then the other character is a demon hunter.
I was kind of sold at Demon Hunter because he
Yeah.
actually looks pretty badass too.
Yeah, I guess this story picks up as they're adventuring, trying to figure out how to get the girl back to a full-size human being. The demon hunter guy's fighting his own inner demons.
Yeah, which he's also a monster of some sort.
Yeah, so he's trying to keep back like his bad side of coming out, which is pretty cool.
It seems like they're getting caught up into a bigger, overwhelming story with they're trying to go through these wizards to help them cure her, I guess you could say, or reverse that curse. And a weapon of some sort was stolen, and they're afraid it's going to be used on them.
Yeah, so the story is them trying to help the mages out.
Yeah, so it looks like it's one of those stories that has multiple levels and multiple story arcs going on.
Yeah, definitely. So check that out. Our video game this week was Pixel Noir. They were asking for $30,000. It's currently at $42,759. Pledging ends for this Wednesday, October 21st, 2015. The estimated shipping for this is November of next year. It's $15 is the level that'll get you in on your platform of choice, because this is coming to quite a few platforms. Come to PS4, PS Vita, PC, Mac, and Xbox One.
Some of these were built up through stretch goals. For example, Xbox One wasn't initially part of the release schedule, and it was, I think, the first or second stretch goal.
Yeah, and they do state that the Xbox One version will probably ship later than the other versions, just because it was a stretch goal and they weren't developing for it initially.
Yeah, they weren't actively working on it.
It's like an old 16-bit style game. It's like they say it plays like a classic RPG style turn-based combat, and it looks really cool. Like it's noir, obviously, but they use a lot of vibrant colors in it too. Like it gives you that like 80s vibe of popping colors.
Yeah, and it has certain things. There's, once again, multiple levels to this where you have the turn-based combat of it, and you also have an exploring portion to it to try to get better gear and things like that. But it also has like a special sense. I guess for me, I call it the Witcher sense, because in Witcher you can press a button and it highlights certain things in the world. Well, in this one you can kind of use that to hone in on.
Yeah, I guess we should say you're a detective.
Yeah,
and you're trying to figure out people that are lying to you, so you kind of have like a special sense to see like who's lying, and it goes in different levels of how you're figuring it out.
That is an ability that changes, I think, the more you use it, things like that, because the actual story will change with what kind of evidence that you find. Because part of the game is you're hallucinating, or the things may not be hallucinations. You're kind of trying to figure that out, trying to clear your name up from bad shit that happened in the past.
Yeah, it's a dark story. Obviously, most noir is.
Yep.
And it's really cool.
If you look at the actual trailer for it, it doesn't have any dialogue straight up explaining what the story or anything is, but you get kind of little segments of what style of each section of the game is.
Yeah, and they also have a playable demo out there on Steam, because it went through Steam Greenlight. So you can go out there, check it out for yourself.
Yeah, it's obviously the easy way to know if you're going to like it.
And then our last pick of the week is our tabletop game, and the game we picked this week, it's called Looting Atlantis. They're asking for $9,300, currently at $5,452. Pledging ends for this on Thursday, October 22nd, and the estimated shipping for this is May of 2016. $29 will get you a copy of the game, and the creator recommends that, it's a 2 to 4 player game. He says it takes about 30 minutes to play. It's age 12 and up, and he also has the rules out there for free, so you can figure out the rules before you start playing.
Yeah, and he specifically states he wanted to design a game that was a real fast-paced game, but still has a lot of depth with decision-making on what you do.
It's a loot-driven game where
everyone loves loot.
Where if you play with 4 people, you have 3 turns you have 3 actions per turn that you can do, and you move to the different spaces to gather loot.
Yeah, as Atlantis is being destroyed by a volcano.
Yeah, so and your last action is to place a piece of lava, and you can kind of screw over people. Like if they're trying to go for a specific piece of loot, you can eventually get the lava down there to, like, it just destroys the loot.
Yeah.
Or you can, if someone's on that space and you have the ability to hit them with lava, you can knock out one of their action turns because they have to repair their car to get back in the game.
Yeah, and the boards, I believe the board it's like a circle, and the spots, like everything's predefined on where the lava can go. So essentially, you're putting a tile in for which direction you want it to go in.
And all the loot is their cards. So you put like 5 cards on the spaces, and you can only take the top card off. But some of the cards have special abilities on them, where it's like, well, you can discard this card and get the next 2 cards underneath it. So it might help you in the short term, but hurt you in the long term, or vice versa.
Yeah, there's different ways. It all depends on how you decide what order you decide to do things in. And it's not a game where you kill other players. Essentially, it's all about getting the highest points at the end of the game. Once either all the cards are gone or all the cards have been destroyed, that's when the game ends and you tally up everything.
Yeah, I could see us playing this and just getting in arguments.
Yep, someone's flipping the table.
Well, maybe we should play it and get epic table flip on video.
Yeah, we should. We need a slow motion table flip camera.
All right, get on that. I'll buy the HoloLens. You buy the camera for that. You got to buy a red camera, though.
Okay, sure.
Yeah? You know that?
I was going to steal that one at Comic-Con. You wouldn't let me.
That was easy.
Dude, they had a red camera. Those things are so expensive.
How much?
Start at like 20 grand.
Holy shit.
It was just sitting there, man.
Well,
Yeah, no, the dudes were looking away from it. Josh could have just walked away.
Yeah, man.
He had a backpack and everything.
what's wrong with
But
you?
I'm a good person.
Oh, that's what's wrong with you?
I would do anything for my friends, though. So if someone would ask me to do it,
Josh, I want that camera.
it's too late.
No, it's not. You can still make it to Comic-Con because we're recording this when it's still going on.
Anything for a friend.
Murder.
But that'll about wrap it up for us this week. You can email us at podcast@supernerdfactory.com. Check out the Break Room podcast. We failed to post last week.
It will be up this week.
It will hopefully be up by the time you're listening to this.
Yeah, hopefully. Or if not, we've failed everyone.
But that'll do it for this week. Have a good week, guys.
Peace out.